My Venice has always been at the edge of my imagination, just beyond the extent of my prose to capture it. A place of saturated light and profound shadow, where massive marble-faced palaces line the Grand Canal, seemingly floating with their gigantic mass. A city heavily influenced by the tides, the devastating acqua alta that sweeps in, and the tides of visitors that flood San Marco. I've sketched its facades. I was engaged there. To me, it's a city of love, and I was delighted to recently share it again with my wife, and this time with my daughter. So what is the perfect fountain pen for this labyrinth city of mazes and squares and beautiful churches, mysterious bookshops, and everything in between? Which fountain pen suits the mood of this beautiful, ancient place? I offer the Kaweco Sport art series Terrazzo. Terrazzo is a Venetian-style floor that uses a cement base with chips of marble and other substances floating in it for tremendous depth, texture, and variation. In Venice, you see these pavements everywhere. They line the floors of the Grand Palazzi. They are in the ancient cafes. They are in entrances of buildings. They are just so beautiful, so varied, and just so ubiquitous to that city. And look at how those floors are reflected in the fine polished resin of this pen. Every time I touch it, every time I use it, it is so evocative of Venice. In Roman times, the lagoon that would come to shelter the city of Venice was marshy and mosquito infested, where small groups of fishermen lived in elevated houses built over the water. As Rome surrendered to invaders and under the threat of the near mythical Hun invasion, Roman inhabitants from all over the Veneto region sought refuge out in the swamps where these raiders would never find nor reach them. At least this is what the Venetians believe, and it is often the creation myths that fuel the development of cities. Also, when you think about it, if you're going to use a fountain pen for exploring a beautiful place like Venice, you want it to be light, you want it to be durable, you want it to be portable. And this pen is easy to stow, it's very small, it fits right in your pocket, it goes along with whichever type of journal that you're taking with you, and it is very easy to quickly unscrew and put it together to make it a full-size, comfortable pen for any sort of writing or sketching, which I encourage. If you're in Venice, it's a fantastic place to sketch the wondrous surroundings. You're also going to want a very light pen because you will find yourself doing quite a bit of walking. On one of my days when I was last there, we clocked 8 miles of exploration around the cales and different campos of this beautiful city. Another benefit is that you really need a pen with a reliable clip if you're going to clip it on your pocket or somewhere else, even on your journal. And Kawecos sometimes with their clips that slide on are not the most reliable clips, but this one is embedded into the cap beautifully, seamlessly, gold colored and gorgeous, and it works very reliably. And I feel like this is a major upgrade for the Sport. Soon, the bounty from the sea fed them, and their location made it a perfect city for trade. situated as it was at the end of the Silk Road and in this sheltered lagoon. Also, the Venetians themselves developed an entrepreneurial and fiercely mercantile attitude. They were smart, pragmatic, industrious, and proud. They reclaimed land in a centralized area by driving tree trunks side by side under the waterline against the strong layers of compressed mud. These trunks petrified over time, turning to near stone. Foundations were built above and grand palazzi above these. Soon these were linked, forming an island comprised of 100+ different islands and linked by 400 bridges, resulting in the medieval and Baroque masterpiece, the Living Museum, Fair Venezia, La Serenissima. A Kaweco converter is very small and may not hold enough ink. I would suggest that if you are taking this to travel that you use cartridges. I found in 11 days of travel myself, doing quite a bit of journaling, quite a bit of note-taking, some sketching, I got by with a single cartridge, though I did spread it out with some other pens, so I would suggest taking 2 or 3 standard international cartridges with you, and that should be enough. And if you run out, there should be ample stores to find one if you need it, but nevertheless, I think 2 or 3, you should be all set. Venice was founded as a republic with a Byzantine-like system of checks and balances that inspired Thomas Jefferson and the framers of the Constitution of the United States. The head of state was the Doge, often an elderly man, to put a further check on power. A power that was limited but was designed to further the prosperity and development of Venice. Kaweco nibs are smooth and reliable and just a joy to use, and this is just a very beautiful package, a very easy pen to use, very much integrated into the surroundings of Venice, but not so much as if it's a commemorative Venice pen with maybe a garish gondola painted across it or something like that. This is subtle. This is evocative of Venice. It takes one of its important architectural elements, the terrazzo floor, puts it as the seeming substance of the pen, but obviously expressed in resin, so that each time you touch it, you think Venice, you remember Venice, but it's not like it's a tourist tchotchke or something along those lines. It's very much a serious, interesting pen that seems to capture the spirit, the mystery, the mystique of this amazing city. For 1,000 years, Venice ruled the Adriatic, trading cities with other empires, rising and receding through their fortunes over the years, until Napoleon and his troops brought it all to an end on May of 1797. Then it became part of the Austrian Empire and back again to France, until 1866 when it became part of the emerging state of Italy. But it was really after the fall that Venice really shone. A home for artists, poets, a highlight of the Grand Tour. Byron famously swam from the Lido across the length of the Grand Canal, no easy feat. John Ruskin was obsessed with its Gothic details. Turner extolled its quality of light. John Singer Sargent painted scenes of its inhabitants and buildings in fine watercolor brushstrokes. Ernest Hemingway set across the river and into the trees there with a strong sense of place. Venice has haunted my imagination, being this mystical city 4 kilometers out to sea, moored by a single strand of road and railroad, completely devoid of cars, having very few gardens or trees, just tons of marble, formed in Gothic and Baroque finery, reflecting in the canals, battered against rising sea and storm, but sublimely beautiful. Mysterious, shimmering, beautiful Venice. I would hope you get to see Venice in your lifetime if you haven't already. It's a place you want to go and get lost. It's mysterious, it's strange, it's almost confounding in its construction. It's almost unfathomable how medieval minds were able to make the engineering possible to enable a city of this complexity and structure. It's really a testament to human endeavor and our potential and what we can do when we band together in pursuit of safety and prosperity and fellowship and brotherhood. And that Venetian spirit is still very much alive in their attempts to save their city with the Muse project, these series of water gates that will protect it in times of high tides, known as Acqua Alta. Preservation and prosperity to keep this city viable, to keep it producing, to keep it beautiful, to keep it a city that lasts for as long as humans inhabit this planet. So, what did you think? Did I make the case that the Kaweco Sport Art Terrazzo fountain pen is the perfect fountain pen to take with you to Venice or to remind you of your time there in the beautiful La Serenissima? Let me know in the comments, and if you've enjoyed this video, please like it and share it with someone else who you think might enjoy it as well. I'm always looking to meet some new people. And if you want to support the channel even more, membership is available. There's a pen pal group for Cognoscenti and Illuminati members, so consider that. So I make new videos all the time, and I have a live show as well, so I can promise you we will see each other again further up the road, perhaps in the impossible city of Venice. So take care.